Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the topics Mendeleev and the modern periodic table in the chapter Periodic Classification of Elements. Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev was a Russian scientist who arranged the 63 elements in the order of their increasing atomic mass and the similarity in the properties. And this whole arrangement is known as the periodic table. So for this periodic table, he considered the two basic observations, and first one was most of the elements were arranged in order of their increasing atomic masses, and second one was periodic reoccurrence is due to the similar physical and the chemical properties of the elements. And on these two bases, two observations, Mendeleev stated the periodic law, that is the physical and the chemical properties are the periodic functions of the atomic masses. So basically his theory is based on the atomic masses as same as the Dobiner and the Newland. But he also considered the similarity in physical and chemical property, and in his table the vertical columns known as the group and the horizontal rows are known as the series, but later on these horizontal rows known as the period in the modern periodic table. Now this is the Mendeleev periodic table. In this there are the 9 groups indicated by the Roman numerals from 1st to 8th, and the last one is the 0 group at the last in the Mendeleev periodic table, which consists of the noble gases like the helium, neon, argon, etc. And these 1 to 7 groups were further divided into the subgroups, such as the indicated by the A and B on the left and the right corner respectively. And the A indicates the element like hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, and B included the copper, silver, gold. And there were some place left for the other discovered elements, and the group number 8 consists of the 9 elements with 3 triads, and triad means a group of the 3 elements. Similarly, the first one period is known as the shortest period, and the sixth one is known as the longest period in this Mendeleev periodic table. Now, what are the basic achievements of the Mendeleev periodic table? First one is there is a systematic study of elements, because Mendeleev was the one who arranged the very large number of elements into the groups and the elements. So this made the study of the elements quite systematic and possible, easy and possible. And second one was he also arranged the different elements in the groups and elements, so it can be easy to predict the new elements. Basically, he also left some gap for the newly discovered elements. He also corrected the doubtful mass. For example, beryllium having the atomic mass 13.5, but later he cleared this doubtful atomic mass till 9 and placed above the magnesium and calcium in the group number 2nd. So these are the two achievements. Now further, third one was we can easily place the noble gases in this periodic table at the end of the periodic table, and we can easily predict the new elements. How? He put the Aka in front of the boron, aluminium and the silicon, which means that scandium show the property similar to the bromine, gallium show the property as that of the aluminium, and germanium show the property of the silicon. But scandium, gallium, germanium were not discovered at that time. So we can easily predict the new elements in this periodic table. So due to all these achievements, he is known as the father of the periodic table. Now, there are some few limitations or defects also in this Mendeleev periodic table. First one is the position of hydrogen, because hydrogen behaves like alkali as well as halogens, and due to this we can't signify the position of the hydrogen in the Manley periodic table. And second one is the anonymous position of some elements like the isotopes. Isotopes are basically the different atomic mass and the similar chemical properties. These are known as the isotopes, but we can't place the according to their increasing atomic mass in this Manley periodic table. So we can't signify the position of isotopes in this table. Now, third one is the wrong order of atomic masses of few elements. Like for example, aluminium was placed in front of the silicon. Rather, aluminium having the greater atomic mass, that is 29.9, than the silicon having the atomic mass 28.09. And due to this wrong order of atomic masses, there is also an irregular increase in the atomic masses, and it was not possible to predict the how many elements discovered between these two elements. And the last limitation was he could not explain the reason behind the periodicity. Basically, periodicity is the repetition in the properties of the elements. So these are the few limitations of the Manley periodic table. Now we further move on the question, and using the Manley periodic table, can you predict the oxides of the given elements? Oxide is basically the reaction with the oxygen, and first one element is potassium, which lie in the first group, and the formula of the oxide will be K2O. Similarly, carbon lie in the fourth group, and the formula of the oxide will be CO2. Similarly, aluminium having the oxide formula Al2O3, also known as the alumina, and silicon having the having the oxide formula SiO2, that is a silicate, and barium forms the oxide BaO, that is the barium oxide. So it's all about the oxides of the following elements. Now we moving to the modern periodic table. Basically, in 1913, Henry Moseley proposed the new periodic table and new basis for the modern periodic table, that is the atomic number. He placed the different elements in order of their increasing atomic number rather than the atomic mass. So here he also stated his modern periodic table as a properties of the elements are the periodic function of their increasing atomic number, and also covers the limitations of the Manley periodic table. Basically, he can clarify the what is the reason behind the periodicity. Let us take an example of the first three elements like lithium, sodium, potassium, having the atomic number 3, 11, 19 respectively, and the electronic configuration 2, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, 8, 1. Basically, in all the three elements, one electron is lie in the valence shell electron. So these are placed in the same period, and that is the alkali metals. Now this is the reason behind the periodicity. Now in the modern periodic table, there are 18 vertical columns known as the group. It means there are 18 groups and 7 horizontal rows known as the periods. And this is all about the modern periodic table, and this is the periodic table. First group is known as the alkali metals, second group is known as the alkaline earth metals, and both of these lie in the S block, and this block is known as the P block, this block is known as the D block, and this block is known as the F block. It means there are 4 blocks in this modern periodic table, and the first 2 groups lie in the S block. First group is known as the alkali earth metals, and the second one is the alkaline earth metal. Similarly, last one is for the noble gases, and this 17 group is known as the halogen atoms, and these are the basically metalloids between the metals and the non-metals. And last one, this is known as the lanthanoids, and this is known as the actinoids. So it's all about the modern periodic table. We will further discuss about the atomic properties of this modern periodic table. So it's over. Thank you.